Welcome, wrestling fans, to Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, where we always have surprises like call-ups from NXT now, or surprise returns, or like a WrestleMania rematch. We got some NXT call-ups. We got 3 of them. Um, no WrestleMania rematches. I found that was interesting. They always had a WrestleMania rematch, but they didn't do one this year. All but Fimi opened the show. He came out. I was like, okay, I'm curious what he's going to say. They just said the rule was here and he left. I'm like, that was kind of lame. He just beat Brock Lesnar last night, and supposedly Brock's retired. And he just comes out and says a couple words and leaves. That makes me wonder they got nothing planned for him now. Because he should have had a match, a big segment, not just that. He opened the match was Rhea Ripley, your new SmackDown Women's Champion, Io Sky, took on the Kabuki Warriors. Before the match, there was a video package showing the Kabuki Warriors talking backstage. How Asuka didn't like it. Io Sky was trying to get Kairi Sane away from her and break up Damage Control completely. And that Rhea Ripley's just using Io Sky to gain, momentum and that and the hype. And Io Sky should come back and join the Kabuki Warriors, reform the Damage Control, but follow Asuka as leader. But she said no. Instead, you want to have this tag match. By the way, they announced this will be Rhea Ripley's last match on Raw. She's going to be on SmackDown full time now. Really great match. Open up the show match-wise. All 4 of them got a chance to do some cool stuff. Asuka just leveled Rhea Ripley. It was amazing strike combos. Then Rhea Ripley ended that with a jump up into Gary kick. That was cool. The Kabuki Warriors isolated Rhea Ripley, double teamed her, hit that double team side Russian leg sweep, neck breaker, hit the double team cold breaker into a running blockbuster on her. Io Sky tagged in, jump up, drop kick both members of Kabuki Warriors down, grabbed a hold of Kairi Sane. They started mat wrestling and Kairi Sane a counter armbar. Io Sky countered the armbar the same way. They were mirroring, basically mirror imaging each other, how they were countering holds and moves. That was cool to see. Rhea Ripley tagged in. Asuka was the legal woman at this point. She got Razor's edge tossed halfway across the ring by Rhea Ripley. And then Io waited for Asuka to get up to blast her with a top rope drop kick. Kairi Sane got in, had made the tag because once Io hit that drop kick, Asuka landed in her corner. Kairi Sane made the tag, ran in. And again, the Kabuki Warriors took over control. They got Rhea Ripley on the outside. Asuka spin kicked her through the ropes to the outside. Then Kairi Sane delivered one heck of an amazing top rope elbow drop to the outside. That's leveled Rhea Ripley. That had to hurt. Io Sky got both members of the Kabuki Warriors in opposite corners. Started hitting Mia Roar after Mia Roar on them. I was like, I could not track how many Mia Roar she was hitting in those corners on the Kabuki Warriors. Io and Rhea picked up the win. They hit the double team finisher, the Riptide, into the moonsault on Kairi Sane for the 1-2-3. After the match, again, Asuka was bad mouthing Kairi Sane for losing. Eventually, they're going to have to break these two up. If not, then what's the point of her bad mouthing her, blaming her for losing all the time if they're not going to break them up? Liv Morgan came out to celebrate becoming a new Women's World Champion alongside Judgment Day. Yeah, she's got a facelift, way too much makeup going on. Something. She looks completely different in the face. I see now. She thanked Miguel Roxanne helping her win the title. And she's going to go down history as the greatest women's world champion of all time. In order to do that, Liv, win a match by yourself. Don't have any help. The first NXT call-up in 2026 to main roster, Sol Ruca. That's awesome. I'm a big fan of her. And that snow snatcher she does. And she came out and she basically told Liv, hey, congrats for winning the title on Saturday night against Stephanie Figueroa, but I'm here now and I want that belt. So Adam Pearce came out and made it. Liv Morgan, Sol Ruca one-on-one, non-title. Should have been a title match because it's a big Raw after WrestleMania, but okay. Non-title, I can deal with that. Great match these two women put on. Sol Ruca just taking it to Liv. Running cartwheel into X Factor, face plant slammed her. Went for the top rope moonsault. Liv got the knees up. to the guts and started delivering boots to the midsection, knees to the midsection. Caught Saruka during the match, come off the top rope with a code breaker, hit the three amigos. Then she got cocky, went for a fourth amigo. Saruka had a nice snap suplex counter on that. Saruka flipped over Liv's back, super kicked right in the face, hit an uppercut, right a knee to the face. Liv fought back again, went for Oblivion. Saruka held onto the ropes. Snow snatcher off the top rope, picture perfectly done, but Liv rolled out of the ring. And Regal Roxanne was checking on her, so Saruka ran cartwheel halfway across the ring, just glazed over those ropes, picture perfectly, took down Regal Roxanne on the outside. Suddenly, Saruka's former tag team partner and now turned bitter rival Zyra from NXT jumped over the barricade, spine busted Saruka on the outside, left, went to the back. Referee was tending to Liv Morgan in the ring after Regal Roxanne helped to get in the ring. So referee sees Saruka down, starts doing the 10 count. Ruka gets in at the count of 9, stands up, gets Oblivion for the 1-2-3. After the match, as the Judgment Day win walking up on the ramp, up on the stage, celebrating, Stephanie Vergara comes out. She ain't scared of those 3 women. She knows it's 3-1. She ain't scared at all. She basically tells Liv, I got a rematch, and I'm coming for my belt. And Liv held up the title in her face, and Stephanie Vergara's like, basically enjoy it while you have it. Other NXT call-up, this one, I don't know why they called him up, Ethan Page. TNA got rid of him because of his Kung Fu gimmick. AEW hired him and got rid of him. If 2 companies hire this guy and got rid of him, there's a reason why. He's been on NXT. He's a former NXT World Champion, former North America Champion, turned into the Canadian title, former AAA Tag Team Champion Chelsea Green. Now he's called up. He was backstage. Adam Pearce welcomed to Raw. Javon Evans walked up like, no. He ain't on Raw. Because on NXT, those guys had a beef. They had an intense rivalry last year. So Adam Pearce, you know what? I'd love to see that rivalry tonight renewed. So we have Ethan Page make his Raw debut match against Javon Evans. Javon Evans mopped the floor with him. I loved it. Slingshot clothesline off the ropes. Slingshot Hurricane him. Came off the ropes with an awesome bouncing, like he bounced off one rope, bounced off the turnbuckle, hit a dropkick. That was cool. Ethan Page just got destroyed. He got no offense whatsoever. Sunny outside the ring, they're fighting. Rusev shows up for the fans, tries to get a piece of Javon Evans because in the ladder match last night, he almost held the Intercontinental title, but Javon Evans stopped him with that awesome springboard diamond cutter off the top rope. Catch Rusev off the ladder. So that distraction allows Ethan Page to get the win because Javon Evans bounced up back into the ring for that top rope diamond cutter. Ethan Page tripped him off the top rope and pinned him. After the match, Rusev gets in, applies the accolade to Javon Evans. Penta, the Intercontinental Champion, runs out because him and Javon are buddies, apparently. Runs out to make the save, super kicks to Rusev, cleaning house on Rusev until Ethan Page snap mirrors Penta off the top rope. He was getting set up for that Canadian Destroyer off the top rope, waiting for Rusev to get up. Ethan Page snap mirrored him off the top rope. And then Rusev applied the accolade on Penta. Ethan Page, like, you know what? I helped you, but I see you got beef. I just stay in, mind my own business. Rusev picked up the Intercontinental title and held it over his shoulder. That was cool to see. I'll be down for Rusev versus Penta feud. That'd be cool to see if Rusev gets some wins in that feud. Your main event match was disappointing. Finn Balor, JD Madugo. They showed clips throughout the night of how Finn trained him on their rivalry NXT UK when that was a promotion before it merged with NXT. Bringing them into Judgment Day. They were former World Tag Team Champions. Now they split, they divided up. Guys, JD Madugo stayed with Judgment Day and didn't go with Finn. One-sided match. Finn Balor just destroyed him. They ended up fighting for like 5 minutes outside before the bell rang. Finn hit his free move sequence. Won the match with coup de grace. The only thing cool that happened was JD Madugo backed away from when Finn went for the running drop kick in the corner that hit buttoned him. That was basically for JD Madugo. If he moves. After the match, Dominic attacks Finn. Finn turns the tide, goes for the coup de grace, but Dominic slides out of the ring, takes off up on the ramp with JD Madugo and Balor. Also during the night, sent a video package that one by one, he's going to make Judgment Day suffer for taking him out of the group. And he's got a point because Edge started it with Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, and then Balor joined. Dominic joined, and then Balor. So Balor's like, I'm basically, besides Dom Dom, the only other original members left. And he said he felt betrayed and that. And one by one, he said, I'm not satisfied defeating Dominic at WrestleMania last night. He's far from over with Judgment Day. He said, I'll let Judgment Day know when I'll finish with him. That was a cool video segment he did. So that's it for your matches. Definitely check out the Kabuki Warriors taking on Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. Definitely check out Liv Morgan and Sol Ruca. The other two matches, they were okay, but not very exciting. Some segments, a lot of segments. Paul Heyman, the Vision came out. Paul Heyman said that, first off, he threw a fit, like a big time fit. He said, my client Brock Lesnar retired last night. And how dare WWE show that, like when they showed the intro, like Lynn, now forever. Brock's on the now logo side. He should be on the forever logo of it. And then Braun Breaker came out. I found it kind of funny. Braun Breaker is a member of the Vision, but I'm going to have my own separate entrance, right? He came out, talking about how we're 4 out of 5 strong. Bronson Reed will be back soon for the torn triceps. They'll be taking over the WWE, like they were going to do. And he said it felt so good costing Seth the match against Gunther Saturday night at WrestleMania Night 1. And they dared Seth to come out to fight him. Rollins' music hit. Rollins ain't scared of the Vision. He formed that group, right? Rollins attacked from behind, chair shot to the back, busted Braun Breaker's back of his head. There's just blood everywhere in the back of his head. That was one brutal chair shot there. But it's 3-on-1, right? He's getting attacked. Paul Heyman's loving this. And Rollins has got some backup. I'm digging this. The Street Profits ran out, took it to Logan Paul. Austin Theory out, brawl amongst the fans. And Seth's in the ring just taking it to Braun Breaker. But he goes for the curb stomp. Breaker hits 2 spears, lays Seth Rollins out. So Rollins got some backup finally. It's with the Street Profits. I'm down with that because the Profits for the last year and a half on SmackDown hasn't even been wrestling because it's been on live events after live events because the rumor is online that they want to break him up and the game Montez Ford said no because he got no plans for Dawkins. So I'm not down for us breaking up. So if that was the reason why they've been on live events, that sucks. But hey, now they must have decided we got to do something with these guys. So let's send them to Raw. I'm down for this. And Rollins got some backup. But Rollins needs some muscle in this group to fight the Vision. Because you got Bronson Reed guys back and you got Braun Breaker, right? He needs some muscle. So he's got to recruit somebody that's got some power game. Because if not, they're going to have quite a fight with the Vision because of this power advantage they have. LA Knight was backstage with Gunther. And basically, they're just going to throw them in a match now. Next week or the week after. Because LA Knight said, you're going after the world title. I'm going after the world title. We both won at WrestleMania. But I didn't have to have help to win. You did. And all that. So that just shows you there. They got no plans for Gunther or LA Knight still. So let's just throw them in a match. CM Punk came out. This was intriguing. He's not upset he lost the world title last night. He said, I took it to Roman. Roman got the best of me. But hey, I had a chance to come along. I become world champion game. I was waiting for a top opportunity. That's all he said. Basically. So I'm like, that's not Punk. Punk, usually, if he loses a title, he'll turn heel or turn face or that, something like that. And he'll go after the champion again. He's not just going to let this slide, right? Cody Rhodes came out and he's kind of worried about Punk. He's like, "You acting kind of weird, man, because the Punk I know will be going after Roman, will be going after his world title, not just wait for a title opportunity to come down the road." And Punk kept eyeing Cody's belt, and Cody knows, so he said, "Just say win." So it looks like they're taking Punk away from Roman Reigns, shipping him to SmackDown to fight Cody Rhodes with that title. I'm okay with that because that means Punk's still in a title picture, and I'd love to see Punk on SmackDown. You can have Punk versus Aleister Black, Punk versus Drew McIntyre again, Punk versus Cody Rhodes, Punk versus Sami Zayn, Punk versus Carmelo Hayes. That'd be awesome. Dragunov. There's a lot of people Punk could face on SmackDown he's never faced before. So if that's the plan, I'm down for that. The ending segment was Roman Reigns, of course, coming out. And the Usos are backstage, and they're like, "Can we come out with you?" Roman's like, "Come on, guys, follow my lead." They all come out. Roman's talking about how they got to get those tag team belts again, because if we're reforming this bloodline completely, we're taking over. The same old speech we've heard for the past 4 years, how Roman's mouth. And they all stand with the finger up in the air. Jacob Fatu came out, so now apparently he's on Raw. He came out, and I love this. He just basically said, first off, I ain't acknowledging you. I love that. Second of all, he said, it's time for upgrade. He said, I want that necklace thing he has. I want the mansions. I want the money. I want that belt. And I'm going to take what I want. So he's challenged Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash, which is the next pay-per-view they're having. Roman, decided, and then I ain't going to defend my battle against you. I don't think you're worthy. Instead, you should be standing beside us, not against us. And all throughout the segment, if you notice, Jay's walking behind Roman, back and forth. I'm like thinking, come on, Jay, betray Roman, right? Stop kissing his right butt cheek or left butt cheek, whichever one Jimmy's not kissing. Take out Roman, join Fatu. But nope, they didn't do nothing. He just kept walking behind him. That was kind of like weird. And Roman's basically saying, I'll let you know next week if I think you're worthy of a title shot. So that I didn't like. Roman's already cocky and all that. And then he's saying that he's gonna be here full time. Yeah, right. He'll be there next week talking. He'll be there probably 2 weeks afterwards or something like that. And that's how the show ended, with Jacob Fatu standing in the ring, kind of like confused and upset that Roman didn't agree to the title match at Backlash yet. Next week, Becky's segment. And the next NXT call-up is going to have a concert, which is Joe Hendry. So, Raw's got Ethan Page. Boo. Saruka, yes. Joe Hendry, I'm okay with that. Raw. I'm curious who SmackDown got from NXT, because every WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, they bring NXT people up, try to build them up. You know what I like to see go to SmackDown? And that's JC Jade, Daisy Duke, and Jasmine. Toxic Attraction 2.0. I love that team on NXT. They work good together. Yeah, they've had some beef lately, and they've teasing them, splitting them up. I don't think they haven't yet, because I've missed NXT for a month now. So maybe they have split up. I don't know. But I like to see them go to SmackDown as a stable. Also NXT to the main roster. Because SmackDown needs some people. If Raw got free, SmackDown needs free. So if it's Toxic Attraction 2.0 as a unit, that's your free right there. If not, JC Jade by yourself then. And SmackDown needs a good mid-card person. And I think that could be... no, wait, it won't be Tony Dedan, because he's the NXT World Champion now. Trying to figure out what's left on NXT they've been building up. It could be good on SmackDown. Oh, Charlie Dempsey. and Lexus King. They're a cool tag team, and Ricky States, because they're a team on NXT that besides Ricky States, Lexus King and Charlie Dempsey, and I forget who the other person is, but like the William Regal is Charlie Dempsey's dad. The other one's Fit Finley's son. So like, and Lexus King's dad was Brian Pillman. So like, they're all second generation superstars, right? That's the stable in NXT. So maybe bring them up, because that'd be a good mid card for SmackDown. Would be Charlie Dempsey, Lexus King. Sorry, I forget who the Warnham is, and Ricky States, because that'd be a good mixture. Because they don't have very many good technical people, and they're technical. There you have it, folks. Let me know below in the comments. Are you happy with the free people from NXT since Raw, Saruka, Ethan Page, and Joe Hendry? Who do you want to see NXT go to SmackDown? Who you want to see go to SmackDown from NXT? And what are your thoughts if Jacob Fatu now on Raw fight Roman? And does that mean Punk's going to SmackDown to fight with Cody? Because maybe Orton's injured his back. You know, how long is he going to be out, right? There you have it, folks. Stay safe. Have a too sweet. Bye.